You on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Citi News.
It's midday. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Citi Prime News live from our studios at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. My name is Ajua Tinkrama Domina. Coming up, 6 more people die from meningitis outbreak in the Upper West region, bringing the total number of deaths to 10 since January 2024.
So as at week 10 of 2024, we have 34 confirmed cases with 124 suspected cases, then 10 deaths.
Also coming up, Boko Central Member of Parliament Mahama Yarga blames President Akufo-Addo for standoff between the legislature and the executive. Meanwhile, the African Center for Parliamentary Affairs is warning against imminent cracks in relationship between the two arms of government.
There are so many avenues that could have been used to sanitize this situation and avoid us arriving at this point where it looks now as a tit-for-tat kind of situation that we are.
Still in this package, National Union of Ghana students demand an immediate resolution to labor unrest on educational front. And later, Ghana Revenue Authority denies harassing businesses after comments by flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmudu Bawumia. We have details of these stories and more coming up in the next 30 minutes. Remember, this bulletin is live on Facebook on Citi 97.3 FM. We are also live on all our partner stations across the country. In the Western region, you can find us on Premier 100.5 FM in Takrady, Beach 105.5 FM in Takrady. In the Puno region, this is Greener FM 95.9 in Sunyani. In the Ashanti region, you can find us on Orange FM 107.9 in Kumasi. In the Volta region, please tune in to Global 105.1 FM in Ho, Adanu 107.7 FM in Adakluwaya. In the Northern region, this is Diamond 93.7 FM in Tamale. In the Upper West region, Westlink 88.1 FM in Laura. In the Upper East region, this is Source 100.1 FM in Boko. And in the Northeast region, you can find us on Scarp 101.3 FM.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
A very warm welcome to you this afternoon. 6 more people have died from meningitis in the Upper West region, bringing the total number of deaths from the condition to 10 since January this year. Information from the Upper West Regional Health Directorate indicates that the region currently has 124 suspected cases with 34 confirmed cases of meningitis. Upper West Deputy Director of Health in charge of Public Health, Dr. Collins Boateng Dankwa, tells Citi News at the Wa West District currently leads with the highest number of 4 cases.
We have 124 suspected cases, and out of the 124, we have 34 confirmed. So the number of confirmed cases in Upper West region is currently 34 as at week 10. Yes, so as at week 10 of 2024, we have 34 confirmed cases with 124 suspected cases, then 10 deaths. So if you look at it, the highest death is coming from Wa West. They have recorded 4. And then the next is Nandom Municipal. They have also recorded 3 deaths. Then followed by Nadoli, 2 deaths. Then 1 death is coming from Jirapa Municipal. So far, these are the deaths. And then with the confirmed cases, we have 9 from Wa West, and then 7 from Wa Municipal, and then 5 from Nandom, then another 5 from Nadoli, and then 7 from Jirapa, and 1 from Lambuse. So these are the districts with the confirmed cases.
You heard the Upper West Deputy Director of Health in charge of Public Health, Dr. Collins Boateng Dankwa, will stay on the issue of health because the National Health Insurance Authority, NHIA, has allocated an amount of 3 million Ghana cedis for subscribers of the health insurance scheme to seek basic vital checks such as blood pressure, heart rate, and temperature on their birthdays. The move forms part of the Promotive Health Check initiative of the NHIA to improve healthcare delivery. This was reviewed by the Majority Chief Whip in Parliament, Frank Anodompre, in the proposed formula for the distribution of the 2024 National Health Insurance Fund.
It's very disappointing that after Mr. Speaker had made known his own views about the letter sent from the presidency to the clerk, he adjourned the House Synod without giving room for the leadership of the House to even comment. This we find very strange. But this is a democracy. We believe, as Mr. Speaker himself said, and I'll quote him, that this impasse calls for reflection. This impasse calls for reflection. I will play that out to Mr. Speaker himself, that we all need to reflect on the way forward as a nation. He said he was not going into the matter as that would undermine.
We will bring you the insert of the National Health Insurance allocating some 3 million Ghana cedis for subscribers on their birthdays later in our subsequent bulletins. But Boko Central Member of Parliament Mahama Yarga has blamed President Akufo-Addo for the standoff between the legislature and the executive. Speaker Babing yesterday announced that Parliament cannot approve vetted ministers and deputies following a pending injunction on the process. The decision follows his critique of a letter from the presidency directing the clerk of parliament to desist from transmitting the anti-gay bill to the seat of government for assent. Mahama Yarga describes the standoff as a crisis but insists President Akufo-Addo is to blame for the development.
We have a crisis before us, and it doesn't start from the two issues that you have mentioned. It started a while ago.
Legislation outlawing the death penalty so that people will not be killed, all those are equally important government business. And so when we sit and work hard and pass those legislations, the president should also consider it important government business to give his assent. If he doesn't agree, to say he doesn't agree and send it back to us. If we parliamentarians feel so strongly about it, by 2/3 majority, we will vote. Don't forget that he has the majority in the parliament. Why is he unable to send it back and whip his majority so that we don't get the 2/3 and then the bill fails? It's as simple as that. It is that simple. But he has chosen to create this crisis. And so don't turn around and try to blame Bagwin or try to blame the minority and say that we are engaged in a tit for tat. When we passed the witchcraft legislation, the death penalty legislation, about 4 or 5 months ago, and he has refused to sign it and nobody's saying anything. But this time that we've also decided to bare our teeth, and everybody wants to turn their gun on us. No, it's not fair. The president should be made to sit up. He is not an autocrat. He is not a monarch.
Mahama Yarga is the Member of Parliament for Boko Central. We're still on the subject because the African Centre for Parliamentary Affairs, ACEPA, has expressed worry over the future of the relationship between the legislature and the executive arms of government, following a letter from the Office of the President disallowing Parliament from transmitting the bill to President for his consideration. Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagwin yesterday suspended consideration of ministers and deputy ministers nominated by the President. The Speaker says the House is unable to consider the new ministers until the court rules on an interlocutory injunction regarding the process. On speaking to Citi News, Executive Director of ACEPA, Dr. Rashid Rahman, expressed concerns over the precedent this development was set for Ghana's democracy.
This is one instance where Parliament is showing the President that we have some powers and we can also block what is coming from the presidency, just as the presidency is blocking what is coming from Parliament. This speaks to a kind of much larger issue of, executive legislative relationship. The fact that the two arms of government are supposed to be separate does not mean that there shouldn't be some interdependence and there shouldn't be a continuous conversation. particularly in our republic, where we have, first of all, a Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs that's supposed to be serving as a liaison between the legislature and the executive. And then, in addition, we also have a situation where the two arms are not completely separate, completely divorced because of the ministers that are also members of parliament. So there are so many avenues that could have been used to sanitize this situation and avoid us arriving at this point where it looks now as a tit-for-tat kind of situation that we are in.
Dr. Rashid Draman is Executive Director of the African Center for Parliamentary Affairs. Away from that now, teaching and learning are currently ongoing in some schools visited by Citi News in Accra, despite a nationwide strike declared by 3 teacher unions yesterday. The National Association of Graduate Teachers NAGRAT, the Ghana National Association of Teachers NAT, and the Coalition of Concerned Teachers CCT declared a strike over claims that the government had failed to address their grievances regarding negotiations for better conditions of service. A teacher speaking anonymously to Citi News argued that the decision by their leaders was not well communicated to them.
Service to complete the distribution of the laptops to all teachers is of concern. The rampant changes of the school calendar without recourse to negotiation with the teacher unions is affecting the smooth operation of the service. Also, the blockade of teachers.
That was rather the teacher unions announcing their strike on Wednesday. But the National Union of Ghana Student NUGS is urging the government to promptly address grievances raised by teacher unions regarding their conditions of service. This call comes in response to a nationwide strike declared by 3 teacher unions. In an interview with Citi News, President of NUGS, Daniel Oponchuemi, highlighted the disruption caused by such strikes, considering the already disrupted academic calendar due to the COVID-19 pandemic. While acknowledging the sincerity of the concerns raised by the teacher unions, Daniel Oponchuemi urged both parties to refrain from taking rigid stances and focus on finding swift resolutions.
These strike actions by various unions directly affect we as a student because we are the direct beneficiary of their services. So when we get to situations where these teachers are going on strike, it hits us very hard already when the academic system has already been distorted right from COVID till now. When we've gone through their news, we've gone through their items and even the things they've stated in their letter regarding their conditions of service, and also including their laptops, which has not gotten to the ends of some of the teachers as well, are all genuine concerns that I feel that as a matter of urgency, I think no side should take an entrenched position. As a matter of urgency, we should be able to find a resolution quickly so that our teachers could go back to the class, because these teachers are teaching the basic, the very foundations of our educational ecosystem, which is the basic schools specifically. So if there's a hitch in the foundation, it's going to create a lot of issues. So as soon as possible, I think it's one of the key things I'm pleading that the government will take the necessary steps to place. What we can do is as soon as possible get to the ministry, speak with fair wages and others, and then we know how best to fast track the events to ensure they get back to the class as soon as possible.
You heard the president of the National Union of Ghana Students, Daniel Oponchuemi. Away from education now, the Roads and Highways Minister, Francis Asenso-Boakye, is urging citizens to stop stealing materials meant for road projects, stressing the importance of public support to the government's efforts in attending to the country's road infrastructure needs. He laments how such practice is putting financial strain on the government, saying it also causes project delays. Major roads in the Kwabri East Municipality, Jabin, Bonre, Kumawu, Bekwai and the Amansie areas are being rehabilitated after years of concerns over poor road network in these areas by motorists. Mr. Asenso-Boakye, who led officials of the Road and Highways Ministry to inspect ongoing works, assured that the government is committed to prioritizing road infrastructure in the Ashanti region and in other regions of the country.
I'm very satisfied with the work that Kofi Job Construction, in fact, a locally based contractor, they are doing a very good job here. You know, and of course, I got it from the president that he wants Ghanaian contractors to be in charge of the infrastructure works in the country. And Kofi Job is one of such example. They are doing a very good job. I urge the residents here to give them all the support they need. In some areas, contractors will bring equipment and materials for road construction, and before you say jack, some community members have stolen the items. This is not good for the country. So I urge the community here, right from the Kenya's end to Bonre, to make sure that they support the contractor so that they can do this road for us. They are assuring us that barring any unforeseen circumstance, natural occurrences like rains, they will be able to put bitumen asphalt on this road. And you know how the benefits that will accrue to the people and in general, the whole of the people in the Ashanti region. And they are saying that barring any unforeseen occurrence like rains, by October, they will have finished a substantial part of this stretch. And I think that is good enough.
Francis Osenso-Boakye is Roads and Highways Minister. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News. When we return, the Ghana Revenue Authority is denying issue that it is harassing businesses after comments made by NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
The month of March is Heritage Month on Citi FM and Citi TV, and we will be celebrating it in grand style with the theme Imagine Ghana, Discover the Unknown. We will discover the story of our people and customs, places, food, music, and fashion. Stay tuned to Citi TV and Citi FM every weekday to learn Guinean historical facts, heritage, and traditions with the on-air series on Breakfast Daily on Citi TV at 9:30 a.m. and on the biggest conversation on radio, the Citi Breakfast Show on Citi FM at 9 a.m. from the 1st to the 31st of March. The Heritage Month on-air series is proudly sponsored by Miss Cookie Spices. No peeling, no blending, just scoop and cook. Other exciting activities for the Heritage Month 2024 will include the evolution of High Life Music, a High Life Music expose on Citi TV and Citi FM, curated music on brunch in the city on Citi FM, What's Cooking special features on Citi TV, the Heritage Quiz on the Traffic Avenue on Citi FM. Catch the Heritage Caravan Diaries and Moments from the 3rd to the 10th of March on the Heritage Caravan. And the big one, Crown the Heritage Month celebration, we will treat ourselves to delectable, authentic Ghanaian cuisine, music, dance, and many more at the Back to Your Village Food Festival from the 30th to the 31st of March 2024. Don't miss all the education, fun, and excitement on the Heritage Month 2024 this March, only on Citi TV and 97.3 Citi FM. The Heritage Month 2024 is powered by Citi TV with support from Citi FM.
Citi TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117, and on HD+, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV. Citi TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD+ boxes. Citi TV, it's your world.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Two more stories this afternoon. The Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, has denied a claim by the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, that his staff have been harassing businesses. Dr. Bawumia, who is also the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, on Wednesday accused the Ghana Revenue Authority of harassing businesses under the guise of tax collection. Dr. Bawumia attributed the current situation to the GRA's practice of setting unrealistic targets for its officers taxes, leading them to resort to taxing existing businesses excessively. Speaking on the Oxfam Tax Dialogue on Citi TV, Emilia Assam, the Assistant Commissioner at the Ghana Revenue Authority, highlighted the processes the authority's officials go through to collect taxes.
GRA staff do not go out to harass, but in our bid to fulfill our mandate of collecting taxes, we can use enforcement methods. No tax officer who has been authorized to go out is expected to harass any client. In the sense that we have some compliance issues that we deal with every day. One is every taxpayer must register. Failure to register, we can send you a notification to appear. We can lock up your place if you fail to respond to these notifications. We have duties to issue invoices by those who are registered to pay VAT. Such persons, without being authorized to issue your own invoice, that is accepted by the commissioner. If you fail to do it rightly, we can send officers to your premises to monitor your operations, to confirm whether you are declaring the right taxes. If you have made the declarations or we have audited your records and you are owing, you are first given 1 month to either object to our assessment or pay. You become a defaulter and we will have to follow up with our enforcement action. We have persons who might default. It's either to lock up your premises, we'll garnish your account, we will prosecute you to ensure that we collect the monies. No, the tax system is not in a straitjacket. You know, when you are struggling with payment of your taxes, go to your tax office, apply for time to pay. If it's even not within the mandate of the office manager, it can go as far as to the Commissioner General to be given time to pay. But people just ignore. So when you do that and it gets to the enforcement stage, then we will use all enforcement tools that are available for you to collect.
Emilia Assam also urged the public to report tax officers who behave inappropriately to them.
We know that there may be bad nuts. What I will suggest is that anytime you receive someone, first identify the tax officer by his identity. We always wear our tax. Ask for evidence to show that he's coming from the tax office. If the person is not able to produce these, please don't engage him. Go to the nearest tax office and make a report. We are not expected now to come collecting cash from any taxpayer because you are supposed to pay online. So if someone comes to you and makes a demand for cash, please don't. You can pay directly into our GRA accounts, pay through the Ghana.gov. Using *222#, you can pay your taxes. So please, GRA staff do not go out to harass, but in our bid to fulfill our mandate of collecting taxes, we can use enforcement methods. I am not, I can't sit here and doubt what he's saying, no comment on what he said. I will say that anytime anyone has an issue with a tax officer, please report to the nearest tax office, because we know that in our environment, we may find some tax officers, because of the backing they have with the law, they may go out aggressive.
You heard Emilia Assam. She is the Assistant Commissioner of the Ghana Revenue Authority. Away from that now, the Food and Drugs Authority, FDA, has intensified its market surveillance and inspection ahead of the Easter season. A lot of activities and special programs are held during the festive occasions, such as Easter, where vendors take advantage of the numbers and sell more in a bid to make extra money. While some sell their products at discounted prices, others sell food nearing expiration. The director of the Inspectorate Directorate of the FDA, Maria Lovelace Johnson, speaking to Citi News, says consumers should prioritize their health and be extra watchful when purchasing food products.
When there is so much pressure on the eatery, sometimes things are not done the right way. let's say, even if a piece of meat has to be grilled for about 15 minutes, when there's so much pressure, people tend to go like, oh, let's do it maybe for 14 minutes, because they may not understand the reason why a certain number of minutes or sometime temperature combination is done. So we are doing a lot of education at various places, and then the public education is also ongoing, and also telling people what to buy and what not to buy. Really, with the bloated cans, rusty cans, we have things that are expired or very near expiry. If it's near expiry, check if whatever you are buying can be consumed before the expiry date.
Maria Lovelace Johnson is the director of the Inspectorate Directorate at the Food and Drugs Authority. Now, the National Democratic Congress, NDC, says it suspects that the Electoral Commission may have connived with those behind the Commission's 5 missing laptops. The Minority Caucus on Tuesday, March 19, alleged that 7 biometric verification devices had been stolen from the EC's custody. However, during a press conference at its headquarters on Wednesday, the Electoral Commission clarified that it was ordinary laptops that were missing, not BVDs as alleged. In response to the EC's media engagement, the NDC maintains that the absence of the laptops still undermines the credibility of the elections. Rashid Tanko Computer is the Deputy Director of Elections of the NDC.
They are not mere laptops. When you talk of BVR, the BVR they are complete components of items, including laptops, scanners, printers, photo, and then the camera, plus the desktop itself. These are the items that form the BVR, and the laptop is the most important component among this because it contains the software that captures all these details. So all these details, when they will put into that software, and that's where it's processed and printed out. So for somebody to pick that laptop, it means the person has picked the software and could go and do anything with it, because it's a matter of just getting the printer and connected to it. It's a danger because coming ahead of the limited registration that we are going to conduct, the registration is starting on 7th to 27th May, and people have made away with their laptops. Knowing the kind of issue we have and allowing these items to get away from this, they are heavily condoned security area. Because you go to the East, it's like a war zone. Heavily built military men, and they have CCTV cameras all over the place. And yet, somebody managed to bypass all this security. It means there's a collaboration somewhere in that office. That is our suspicion. Because how did the person manage to get across all this security? They have CCTV cameras, they have their internal security, they have police there, they have military.
Rashid Tanko Computer is the Deputy Director of Elections of the National Democratic Congress. Now, residents of Adenta in Accra want improved lighting around the Adenta Community Basic School following a fire incident that destroyed the staff common room. The inferno erupted late on Wednesday, March 20, 2024, causing extensive damage to furniture, books, and school records. As authorities launch investigations into the cause of the fire, locals suspect that it may have been sparked by an attempted theft, potentially involving exposed wires. They argue that better visibility on the school premises could have deterred the culprits and aided in the apprehension.
Okay, Patrick. So I asked
We apologize for that insert. Now, Telecel Ghana has assured customers it will replace expired data bundles following recent internet disruptions. The network provider announced a full restoration of internet in a statement issued on Tuesday, March 19. Although some users welcome the initiative, others have expressed concerns as they are yet to receive their refunds.
No, so I haven't received any message of any refund. I just checked my SMS. It's just on Tuesday they sent some free 20 SMS, so I haven't received any refund message. Yeah, and even if it's a refund, I'll prefer money, not data.
I've received a message. I received that yesterday about the refund and everything. I checked my balance today, and then I saw the refund, 5 gig. And also, I think it's quite good. It's okay. even though the network is not really stable, we still have like time to use like data. Like it's valid for like 5 days or 4 days now. So yeah, I think it's cool.
I think the initiative is cool because it makes me feel that though the network is not really working, it's being worked on, and at least my bundle is not going waste.
You heard some customers of Telecel Ghana speaking on a potential refund of their data to them by the company. But that's how we wrap up today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studio in Adabraka, Accra. For more news, please visit citinewsroom.com. My name is Ajwa Tinkramadumna. Thank you so much for listening. Good afternoon.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.